My twin sister ran away 2 days before her wedding. My parents begged me to pretend to be her and marry her husband instead. My phone lit up at 2 a.m. with my mother's contact photo, and I knew immediately something was catastrophically wrong. Elena, please come downstairs, now. When I walked into our family's restaurant kitchen, my father was clutching his chest, my mother was sobbing into a dish towel, and my younger brother wouldn't look at me. Your sister's gone, Mom said, shoving a crumpled note into my hands. I read it twice. I can't do this. I'm sorry. Please don't look for me. My father pulled out loan documents with shaking hands. If there's no wedding tomorrow, her fiance's father will definitely back the $150,000 loan, and we will lose everything. Mom grabbed both my shoulders. You have to be her, just for the ceremony. Then we fix this after. I refused until my father showed me the reality. 30 days to pay or the restaurant's gone. The Russos already told me last month this wedding reflects on both families. He looked 10 years older than he had at dinner. We've been friends with them for 20 years. A no-show bride destroys all of it. I thought about growing up in this restaurant, always invisible while my twin sister Aria charmed customers, always doing the books while she took the glory, and now I was supposed to save her mess. But looking at my father's face, my mother's desperate eyes, I knew I didn't have a choice. Okay, I whispered, I'll do it. I drove to her fiance's apartment at 9 a.m. to tell him the plan. When Mateo opened the door, I expected devastation about Aria. Instead, his jaw was tight, controlled fury barely hidden. Aria's gone, I said. His hand gripped the doorframe hard enough his knuckles went white. For good? I admitted we didn't know. Mateo turned away, ran his hand through his hair. Of course she ran. I should have seen it coming. I explained my parents' insane plan. Mateo laughed bitterly. And if they don't find her, I'm just married to you. The way he said you felt like a slap. I know it's crazy. I'm sorry. We'll call it off. He cut me off. What happens to your family if we cancel? When I explained the loan, he was quiet for a long moment. Fine, I'll do it. Not for Aria. Not even for your family. For mine. Then he looked at me differently. That evening, Mateo insisted we have dinner to look convincing. He asked me questions about myself, actually listened to my answers, remembered details. You know, Aria talked constantly but never said anything real, he said, holding eye contact. You barely talk, but when you do, it matters. My face flushed hot. His hand brushed mine, reaching for the wine. Are you scared about tomorrow? I nodded. He squeezed my fingers. Don't be. I'll be right there with you. We're in this together now. When I pulled away, confused and guilty, he didn't let go immediately. At 11 p.m. the night before the wedding, my phone buzzed. Can't sleep. Keep thinking about tomorrow. About you in that dress. Is that weird? I stared at the message, heart hammering. I typed and deleted 5 different responses before finally sending, it's just nerves, for both of us. His reply came instantly. Maybe. Or maybe I'm realizing I've been looking at the wrong twin this whole time. I didn't respond. Couldn't. I lay awake all night replaying every moment, every touch, wondering what was real and what was performance. On the morning of the wedding, I stood in the bridal suite while my cousin did my makeup. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. Mateo texted, I meant what I said last night. See you at the altar. 20 minutes before the ceremony, there was a knock. Mateo stood at the door in his tuxedo. I need a moment with Elena, he said firmly. Once alone, he stepped close enough I could smell his cologne. I need you to know something before we do this. My heart was in my throat. The last 36 hours with you have been more real than 8 months with your sister. I don't know what happens after today, but my mother burst through the door. It's time. The moment shattered. I felt dizzy, completely unmoored. I walked down the aisle and Mateo watched me like I was the only person in the world. The ceremony began. My voice shook through the vows. His was steady, confident. The priest smiled. I now pronounce you. The church doors slammed open. Aria stumbled in, mascara running, completely destroyed. Stop, please. I made a terrible mistake. I was scared, but I've changed. She looked directly at Mateo, tears streaming. I promise I'll be different now. I'll be more like my sister, more like Elena. Please, I want to marry you. Please forgive me. The church erupted. My parents stood up in shock. My sister ran toward the altar sobbing. Mateo held up his hand, stopping her cold. He turned to the entire congregation and said loudly, clearly, I don't want you to be like Elena. I want Elena. The words hung in the air. Everyone stared, and suddenly, everything clicked into place for me. He didn't want me. He wanted Aria to become me. All of it. The touches, the texts, the confessions, it was all to make my sister jealous enough to change. I laughed, shaking my head. God, I'm such an idiot. Mateo reached for me. Elena, wait. I stepped back. You got exactly what you wanted. She's going to change for you now. My voice broke, and I actually fell for it. I ripped off the veil and walked straight down the aisle. Didn't look at Mateo. Didn't acknowledge my sister. Ignored my mother calling after me. I stepped into the sunlight, kept walking, finally choosing myself over everyone else's mess.